This is Nemo, one of our sanctuary's former residents. Nemo came to his owners as a surprise gift on Christmas Day 2019. They had no idea his mother was even pregnant. You see, the only male guinea pig his mother had ever had access to was neutered, so she shouldn't have been able to get pregnant. However, what they didn't realise is that after being neutered, a male guinea pig still can impregnate females for up to 6 weeks, and so needs to be kept separate from them for at least that long. And that didn't happen in this case, hence the unexpected pregnancy. There were 4 pups in the litter, and while that definitely isn't unheard of, it's still more than is typical for a guinea pig, and we believe that the large litter size resulted in Nemo being squashed in the womb by his siblings, which affected the development of his front leg and thus resulted in his birth defect. It was obvious from the moment he was born that Nemo had a disability, but because he'd always had it, he acted more or less like any other guinea pig, and it didn't stop him from getting around. It was clear to his owners, though, that Nemo's forever home would need to be one that was experienced with disabled small animals, one that could cope with looking after him and dealing with any issues that might arise, and they knew that they themselves couldn't do that. So after his 3 litter mates went off to their forever homes, they kept Nemo behind, waiting for the perfect home to come along. And that's where the Little Rescue Zoo comes in. Over the years, we've taken in a wide range of animals with various disabilities and health problems, everything from Olive, our deaf-blind rabbit, to Rubus, the African pygmy hedgehog with permanent respiratory damage, to Lychee, the blind leopard gecko, and Marnie, the guinea pig with chronic health issues from overbreeding, and many, many more. Suffice to say, it's become somewhat of a speciality, and so we were more than happy to take in Nemo and offer him not only a safe and loving forever home, but also one with the experience and knowledge to help him thrive. So in summer 2020, when he was 6 months old, Nemo arrived at our sanctuary. Once we were able to better inspect his leg, we realised that it was also highly likely that some of his internal organs may be affected by this birth defect too, though of course there was no way to check for sure. But we knew that the potential damage to his organs meant that it wouldn't be safe for him to undergo anaesthetic unless it was absolutely necessary. This meant that neutering him wasn't an option, and thus that he couldn't move in with our herd of all-female rescue guinea pigs. So instead, we kept an eye out for a young male that we could bond him with, and before too long, we found Norman. Norman turned out to be the perfect companion for Nemo. He was friendly and energetic, and more than happy to let Nemo take the dominant role, meaning that we didn't have to worry about Nemo being chased or bullied and potentially causing more issues with his leg. In addition to the regular health checks that all our guinea pigs received, Nemo also had daily health checks on his leg to make sure that it wasn't developing any problems. While he was still relatively young, Nemo's leg didn't cause any particular issues. However, the older he got, the bigger and heavier he got, and the increased weight on his leg caused him to develop some complications. For a start, he began to experience joint pain and inflammation, so we quickly put him onto a daily supplement which made a big difference for his well-being. Nemo became much more active and clearly wasn't in any kind of pain or discomfort after that. However, all of the walking on his leg meant that the skin would often become injured or even wear through. He walked on the back of his foot rather than the sole, and despite the fact that he'd always moved like this, his skin never toughened up or became thicker like you might expect. In order to treat this, as well as ensuring that he always had soft bedding to try and cushion the pressure, Nemo received twice daily treatments on his leg, both to protect the skin from becoming damaged and, when there were wounds, to help them heal and prevent infection, as well as to help deal with any additional swelling or inflammation around the tissue. Nemo actually really enjoyed these treatments and looked forward to them, because that's when he would be given his supplement, which he thought was just a tasty treat. Caring for Nemo and making sure that he had the best possible quality of life was certainly not easy, but it was worth it. All the hours spent caring for his leg and trying to research ways to help him, all the money spent on his skin treatments and supplements, it was all worth it to be able to see him thriving for so long. He lived a happy life free from pain, in a large cage with the companionship of his best friend and plenty of toys and enrichment. And, of course, an infinite amount of love. Sadly though, our guess that Nemo's birth defect had affected his internal organs proved to be correct, when one day we found him experiencing heart failure. There was nothing that could be done to save him, and he passed away in the arms of his carer at the age of only 2 years and 3 months. He was later buried in our memorial garden. Nemo's passing was heartbreaking for everyone here at the sanctuary. His bold, friendly personality made him a favourite amongst us all, and we all grieved his loss heavily, but none more so than Nemo's companion Norman. Fortunately though, Norman would eventually find companionship again. And it just so happens that this new friend of his was also a rescue guinea pig with a birth defect. That piggy was Fletcher, an adorable little guy who was born with a shrunken eye. But that's a story for another day. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to learn about Nemo's story. If you'd like to support our sanctuary, then please subscribe to our channel, like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends. It all really does make a difference and helps us to rescue and care for more animals like Nemo. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Stay kind, friends.